Hi, my name is Ryan. Today's episode is about a quiet problem. Teams make decisions every week, but very little changes afterward. A meeting ends, people agree, action feels implied. Then the week happens, and the decision dissolves into messages, assumptions, and waiting. If you've ever heard, "Didn't we decide this last week?" Or, "Who is owning this?" This episode is for you. I'll show you a simple structure that turns decisions into movement. No new tools, no extra meetings. Just a clear bridge between agreement and execution. One note: this is not about working harder. It's about making work start automatically, after a decision is made. If you run meetings, this will cut repeat topics, reduce follow-up messages, and make execution visible. Let's start with a common case. A weekly operations meeting with leaders from support, sales, and operations. The agenda is full. Time is tight. Midway through the meeting, someone says, "Customers are waiting too long for a first reply." Everyone agrees. It's real. It's visible. A decision is made. We will reduce first response time this month. Then the meeting moves on to the next topic. On Tuesday, support asks, "Who is pulling ticket data?" Sales replies, "I thought support owned it." Operations replies, "I thought sales would update the intake form." No one is being dishonest. They are filling in missing structure with assumptions. On Wednesday, 3 different people do 3 different things. One person starts a spreadsheet. Another drafts a short checklist. A third changes a couple of settings in a tool. None of it is coordinated. No one knows what done looks like. By Thursday, the topic turns into a message thread. "Any update? Just checking in. Are we doing this?" By Friday, everyone feels busy. But the decision did not turn into a deliverable. Now add a second example, because it happens in every company. The team also decides, "We need faster invoice approvals." Sounds good, but what does it mean? On Tuesday, finance asks, "Who approves invoices above a certain amount?" Someone answers, "It depends." So the invoice sits. Then another invoice sits. Then late fees show up. Next Monday, the topic returns. People are frustrated, not because they can't work, but because their decisions don't create motion. One more example, because it shows the same pattern in a different area. The team decides, "We need a cleaner onboarding experience for new hires." Everyone agrees. Then the meeting ends. A new hire starts the next week. Their laptop arrives late. Access requests are missing. Training is improvised. The manager says, "I thought IT had a checklist." IT says, "We thought the team lead would request access." Again, no bad intent, just no structure after the decision. So the organization pays twice. First, in repeated discussion. Second, in real delays and real frustration. Here's why this happens. A decision is not work. A decision is permission for work to begin. But most teams stop at permission. They treat agreement as progress. Work is different. Work needs structure, or it becomes optional. When a decision is vague, people protect themselves with vague language. You hear phrases like, "Let's improve this," "Let's align on that," or "Let's tighten the process." Those phrases sound responsible, but they hide the deliverable. A good decision has an output you can point at. A checklist, a rule, a template, a one-page process. And a good decision has a single owner. Not because one person does all the work, but because one person notices when work stops moving. Finally, work needs a starting step. Not the full plan, just the first small action. If no first step is defined, people delay. They wait for more clarity, or more time, or more urgency. And if there is no check-in moment, the decision disappears from attention. That is when managers start chasing. Not because people are lazy, but because the system never created a checkpoint. So, if decisions keep returning, don't add pressure. Add structure. Here is a simple test. If you can't answer these two questions, the decision will not move. Question 1. Who owns the next 48 hours? Question 2. What will exist when this decision is done? If the answer is a feeling, like faster, better, or cleaner, then the deliverable is missing. If the answer is an object, like a checklist, a template, or a rule, then the decision can be executed. Here is the structure. After every decision, pause for 30 seconds. Capture 4 lines. Decision. Owner. First step. Check-in. First, the decision. Write one clear sentence. Example. We will reduce first response time for support tickets. Second, the owner. One person. Always one person. This person is responsible for movement, not for doing every task. Third, the first step. Make it small enough to do within 48 hours. Example. Pull the last 30 days of ticket data and identify the top 3 delay points. Fourth, the check-in. Pick a specific time. Example. Report back in next Monday's meeting. Now the decision can't evaporate. It has an owner, a starting action, and a return point. If you want to make this even easier, keep a simple decision list. 1 line per decision. No paragraphs. No debate. Decision. Reduce first response time. Owner. Alex. First step. Pull data. Check-in. Next Monday. Decision. Speed up invoice approvals. Owner. Maya. First step. Map who approves what above each threshold. Check-in. Thursday. If you want to implement this without friction, use 1 minute at the end of the meeting. Read the 4 lines out loud. Ask the owner for a clear yes. If the owner hesitates, don't move on. Clarify the first step until it feels obvious. One last reminder. Do not create 10 decisions per meeting. Create fewer, but make them executable. A small number of decisions that move beats a long list that returns every week. Here's the takeaway. If decisions don't turn into work, clarity is missing. Fix the structure, and motion follows. Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.